Charlie Sheen is once again making headlines, but this time, it's not for the reasons you might expect. That's how fans are describing the actor's latest revelation about his private life. In a candid interview, the former 2.5 Men star spoke openly about his past sexual relationships with men, explaining why he felt it was finally time to tell his truth. Known for his boldness and unapologetic personality, Sheen's openness has reignited conversations about identity, privacy, and self-acceptance in Hollywood. His honesty reflects a shift from his turbulent past to a more introspective and mature version of himself. Charlie Sheen shared that the reason he decided to go public wasn't to shock anyone or stir controversy, but rather to release the weight of secrecy. "It just felt like the right time," Sheen said, hinting that his journey towards self-awareness and healing played a big role in the decision. For decades, Sheen's reputation was built around his wild lifestyle, public scandals, and infamous winning era. But in recent years, the actor has been working hard to rebuild his image and focus on healthier choices, both emotionally and professionally. This latest confession adds another layer to that transformation. Interestingly, Sheen even mentioned Hollywood icon Marlon Brando during the conversation, implying that his past experiences were shaped by a mix of curiosity, freedom, and the influence of powerful figures in entertainment. While Sheen didn't dive deep into specific details, his tone suggested a sense of peace rather than regret. He expressed that sharing his story now, instead of hiding it, allows him to live authentically and without fear of judgment. Fans have responded with a mix of surprise and support, praising the actor for his openness in a culture that often stigmatizes vulnerability. Despite the headlines, Sheen made it clear that his current focus isn't on reliving the past. Instead, he's channeling his energy into personal growth and stability. He admitted that he's been single for quite some time and isn't actively pursuing a relationship. After 3 marriages and numerous public breakups, Sheen says he's content exploring life independently. "I'm open to love again," he said, "but I'm not walking down the aisle anytime soon." That statement resonated with fans who've watched him evolve from Hollywood's wild child to a man focused on balance and peace. Over the past few years, Sheen has largely stayed out of scandalous news cycles. Instead, he's been spending more time with his family and focusing on his health. His journey hasn't been easy, battling addiction, dealing with career setbacks, and confronting deeply personal truths, but he appears to be embracing a more grounded version of himself. This new phase of Charlie Sheen's life is about acceptance, growth, and reclaiming his story on his own terms. And while his latest revelations may have surprised fans, they also mark a meaningful step toward closure and self-understanding. In recent years, Hollywood has seen a wave of celebrities choosing transparency over secrecy, and Charlie Sheen's revelation fits right into that movement. For decades, public figures were expected to maintain a polished image, but social media and changing attitudes have encouraged a more open dialogue about identity and past experiences. Sheen's decision to speak out, especially considering his rocky public history, highlights just how much times have changed. Fans who once knew him only for his chaotic lifestyle are now seeing a man who's ready to own his truth, no matter how unconventional it might seem. Beyond the shock value, there's a deeper message behind Sheen's confession, one that speaks to acceptance and the freedom to evolve. Many of his supporters have praised him for showing that it's never too late to grow, change, or be honest about who you are. Sheen's journey from self-destruction to self-discovery has been filled with lessons about accountability, healing, and redemption. Even his critics admit that this version of Charlie Sheen feels more authentic. A man who's no longer hiding behind fame, controversy, or denial, but instead embracing peace and reflection. The mention of Marlon Brando, a Hollywood legend known for his own complex personal life, also added an intriguing twist to Sheen's story. While he didn't elaborate much on their connection, it reminded many that behind the glamour of fame lies a world where boundaries and identities often blur. The entertainment industry has long been a space where image and reality collide, and Sheen's honesty gives fans a rare glimpse into that world. Rather than exploiting the revelation for attention, Sheen seemed to speak from a place of calm, a man ready to move forward, not backward. Sheen also touched upon how his past experiences, both romantic and professional, have shaped the way he views love today. After years of chaos, failed marriages, and highly publicized controversies, he's learned that real connection begins with honesty and self-awareness. You can't build anything meaningful if you're still hiding parts of yourself, he said. That statement resonated deeply with his audience, many of whom praised him for offering a mature perspective that contrasts sharply with the impulsive persona he once projected. It's clear that Sheen's biggest transformation hasn't been physical or professional. It's been emotional. Another major aspect of Sheen's transformation involves his focus on health and fatherhood. Once known for reckless behavior, he's now a dedicated father who prioritizes spending time with his children and maintaining stability in his home life. He's spoken openly about his HIV diagnosis in the past, and how that moment served as a turning point for him to live more responsibly. Since then, Sheen has made efforts to promote awareness and reduce stigma around the condition. His latest revelations further humanize him, reminding fans that fame doesn't shield anyone from vulnerability or the need for growth. Looking at Charlie Sheen's journey as a whole, from the highs of stardom to the lows of addiction and controversy, it's evident that this chapter marks a turning point. He's no longer the man defined by scandals or tabloid headlines. Instead, he's someone striving for redemption and authenticity. By opening up about his past with both courage and sensitivity, Sheen invites others to reflect on their own paths and the importance of honesty in personal healing. Whether audiences agree with his choices or not, one thing is certain: Charlie Sheen is finally telling his story in his own way, and that's something Hollywood rarely allows.